Hello folks, and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostip, and this is going to be part 9 of my early campaign where I'm playing as England. And welcome back to the gobsmacking chaos that is this campaign. Things were going pretty normally, things are going as to plan, until in the last episode, going into that battle against the Egyptians, I felt confident. I thought me and my buddies, the Byzantines, will fight together hand in hand, side by side against the Muslim hordes, and even though we weren't officially allies, I just thought, hey, they were letting me into their lands, I thought that we were okay. Now, despite what that looked like, that wasn't an actual betrayal. I know that we kind of were, a few folks have commented, and I said myself, I literally wrote in the episode description, the Byzantine betrayal. It wasn't like the AI faction of the Byzantines was being opportunistic. They were more so being forced by the mechanics of the game. What I noticed when I was editing that episode was that at the beginning of that battle, it already started off from the beginning as basically a free-for-all. All three factions were enemies at the start of the battle. You can tell when you mouse over another army that text appears. So for your own army, you're going to be seeing that white text, to indicate that it's of course your army. And then for enemy armies, it's going to be like a red text, kind of a muddy orange, and it will say in parentheses enemy. And that's what it said. I noticed this again at the beginning of the battle when I moused over the Byzantine army. It was kind of a red orangish text which said enemy. So by the rules of the free-for-all battle, despite me being a welcomed force into their lands as a crusade, by the nature of being in a free-for-all, they had to consider me as an enemy, and they had to fight it that way. So it was very unfortunate the way that it turned out. That's what's confusing, is how that conflict doesn't turn into us being enemies on the strategy map. But again, I think that's where, this game gets a little bit lost in its own mechanics in a way. It's funny because I've noticed these types of things when watching other factions either fight over rebel territory, or maybe I've noticed this with other factions' crusades. I've noticed funny things like this where I check the diplomacy screen after I see three factions kind of end up in a territory, and then maybe one ends up with a, territory, for instance, and I'll check the diplomacy screen, and then none of those three factions are at war with each other. And I'm like, what happened? It's really confusing. And this has provided some clues as to why that happens. Now, it doesn't really explain it, but I can kind of see why the game is getting sort of lost in its own mechanics, and it doesn't really have a better way of showing this, I suppose. So this is where we're at. Now, this is very unfortunate because obviously, so this is a failed crusade. A failed crusade when it's official. This crusade is still alive for now, and left to its own devices, 481 men will attrition down over the course of a long period of time. However, if the Egyptians attack, well, they have what amounts to, I don't know, not quite 4 stacks, maybe a total of 3 stacks here in Trebizond and Nicaea, not counting, they have some forces in Anatolia and Lesser Armenia as well. A lot of peasants here, at least in these two forces. A lot of peasants, pretty weak forces, honestly. And we saw the army in Nicaea, again, they had some decent troops, but mostly they're being held up by the Giga Chad general. They're freaking whatever that is, how many stars that is. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. The Byzantine army here, unfortunately, it's not as good. I mean, 6 stars generals isn't bad. I was so happy at the time, when I was killing these cataphracts in this general's bodyguard unit, but now I'm thinking, gosh, I kind of wish that, oh, look, it's Manuel Comnenus. Yeah, I don't know if it's the Manuel Comnenus, but maybe based on the timeline, actually, yeah, I don't know. This might be a little bit early for the Manuel Comnenus. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Might be a little close. Anyway, and let's see. Actually, I kind of want to look. Yeah, I have no visibility on these guys. Never mind. So what I'm thinking is, despite my inner urge to try to get revenge on the Byzantines, that'll come at some point, trust me. But for now, what I need to do is stave off the destruction of this crusade for as long as possible, because my king has very low influence. He's stuck at 3 influence. He started off at 2, and he gained 3 from a lucky event scroll that gave him 1 influence. Now, here's something that I need to talk about. That it's something that I've sort of glossed over here and there, but this is worth kind of getting into at this point. I know by now, and I've mentioned this before, that me and fellow YouTuber Count MRVHS have this. We know by now that the glorious achievements, specifically I think the homelands, will result in the kings and the leaders gaining influence over time. In fact, at certain stages of the campaign, it feels like they're gaining a point of influence per turn or every other turn. It does feel like it's that influential, pun not intended. And it's interesting though, because just based on my recollection, it does seem like that doesn't happen at the beginning of the campaign. I don't know. Here's the thing, again, sort of looking at, I don't know if any of you are watching Count MRVHS's campaign where he's trying to decipher the inheritance mechanic in this game, but there's certain mechanics in this game that are really complex, like way too complex for anyone. There's no reason for them to be this complex. And I'm starting to think that the influence gain based on homelands points is one of those things where there's a certain algorithm at play here based on how many points you're holding for how many turns, maybe based on the stage of the campaign, something like that's at play, because he has been king now for a handful of turns now, and he hasn't gained any influence yet, just naturally from homelands. And you might think, well, maybe I don't have a lot. Well, I do. I have 8 points of homelands, and that's substantial. That would be enough, you would think, for him to have gained some influence by now. So, on one hand, there's the hope that he will gain some influence just from that. In time, in time for him to be able to suffer the blow of losing influence from this. Now, I can't remember, is it -2 or is it -3 influence from a failed crusade? That's important. So, I should know this by now, but yeah, one of those things I keep forgetting. So that's very bad. That's going to bring him down to either 0 or 1 influence. And that could potentially... Here's the thing. It's been my experience that low influence only affects the loyalty of newly recruited units. But I don't know how confident I am in that. That's been the case. Like I've seen with AI factions, I see a lot of times, because France is always the one sending crusades, and there's been many times in previous campaigns where I'm like, waiting on that French crusade to fail, and it fails, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get another French Civil War. And in many cases that Civil War does happen, but also in many cases it doesn't. And it's made me think that in certain times where the French are just too poor, you might think they might have a big realm, and you think, hey, they're super rich. But they might already have enough armies on the field where they can't afford more armies, and therefore they aren't able to train new soldiers. Therefore, they're not training low loyalty soldiers with, for instance, a low influence king from a failed crusade or something like that. Now, what I'm not sure about, though, is that I have certain men here that are of royal blood, even though Sir Edward Plantagenet is no longer Plantagenet. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Okay. He's not an heir. He's an uncle of this current king. But you can tell because of that crown, he is of royal blood. I think that what that means is that he is basically, he could be a candidate for a Civil War leader, is my understanding. Same for Sir Edmund Plantagenet. And he's also married, so he could have sons as well. This is important because if there were to be a civil war, I could choose to side with the rebels. And based on how shitty my king is, and based on the fact that he doesn't have any sons yet, that might be the better idea. In fact, it has been a strategy by people in the past to artificially create civil wars on purpose to be able to have their line continue on their campaign if their king isn't having any sons. Now, he is still young. He's 31, and he's had a couple daughters, so it's not like, it's not like they're not trying. And so it's not, I'd say it's a little early to give up on King Richard I. But if there were to be a civil war, it would be very interesting to think, do I want to side with the man, not you? Where's the one? Is it you? Yeah, you are married. Unfortunately, once they are no longer in the line of succession, we lose track of their age. Now, you have to imagine these guys are pretty old. They were the brothers of my king, so, not much younger than him. So it's hard to say, like, that's a tricky thing to pick. Like, how do you choose to side with someone when you don't know their age and when you don't know if they have any sons on the way? He should have sons on the way. He's been married for a long time. And there's others as well. There's one of these guys. Yep, Sir Stephen Plantagenet. Again, don't know your age, but you're one of my king's uncles, and you're married. Same thing with Sir Alfred Plantagenet as well. I think you might be the oldest of the brothers. I think. I should probably try to remember that, Sir Alfred. Sir Henry, I think you're one of the younger ones. If I can try to remember that as well. Like, if you were to be a candidate, you might be, oh no, but you're not married. That's right. Okay, so that's, not ideal. Not ideal. Okay. So if I can try to remember Stephen, Alfred, and Edmund are the three married ones. Edmund, not Edward. Edward is not married. Edmund, not Edward. Edmund, not Edward. And yeah, Stephen and Alfred. Okay, let me try to drill that into my brain. All right. Here's the thing. It's not guaranteed that we're going to get a civil war. I'm just preparing for this, okay? Now, let me try to get an alliance with the Byzantines, because if we can at least fight side by side in the next battle, I imagine there will be one, then maybe, we have a better chance here. So yeah, let's try to get a freaking alliance here. I was avoiding that before because eventually I do want to be taking Edessa, and I was worried that the Byzantines were going to own that, but that's not in the cards right now. We're in survival mode at this point. This is dire. This could potentially be a pretty scary moment. So how can I get influence fast? Well, take some provinces. How can I do that? Well, okay, Navarre's right here. And the Italians have helpfully just come on in and smacked the French around here in Toulouse. This is going to fall in 2 turns. If I haven't mentioned this in this yet in this campaign, it's always going to be one more turn than what it says here. It's a little confusing. It does the 1 and then it says it's about to fall. So this means 2 turns, not 1. It's a little weird, but yeah, they didn't fix that until Rome. In Rome, it's actually displayed in the way that makes sense. So this is helpful. I don't have to worry about the French, and the Italians are my allies. If they were to attack me in Aquitaine, they would be losing influence, and that would be very bad. Don't know how much influence their Doge has, but yeah, it's a bad thing, and it's a pretty good deterrent. It seems like the AI knows better, typically, to not do that. I'm also allied with the Aragonese and the Spanish, so I could potentially, by taking Navarre, be assisted by either of these 2 forces, and as long as I bring the most amount of men, then I can own the province. That is, if they assist me. That would be nice. I'm pretty sure that the calculations for influence in this regard is pretty simple. 1 province per 1 point of influence. I'm pretty sure it's that straightforward. So that would bring me right up to 4 immediately. Then there's Ireland. I have some boats that I was basically going to try to send this way and try to make money, but I could just back this up and get one of these boats up into the Irish Sea and then send troops over to Ireland. I have some mercenaries that these are the guys that were captured either in, I don't know. I think some of them were captured in Constantinople, and I think some of them were captured on my failed attack of Nicaea. I was just going to disband them right away, but I mean, yeah, I probably should, but instead of spending that money on training soldiers to send to Ireland, let's just send these guys. That'll be enough. It's scrappy, but it'll be enough. Whatever Ireland has. it shouldn't be that super duper strong. And I don't really need these troops. The problem with taking Ireland is that then you have to wait until you build up that port again so that you can send those troops back off. So whoever you send to Ireland is going to be stuck there for a while. So it's important to send people there that you aren't going to be needing right away. And this is, gosh darn, the definition of people that I'm not going to be needing right away. So yeah, I think that's going to be the right call. So attacking Navarre in this turn, and then Ireland in the next turn. And then there's Norway. Now, Norway does have 6 units of Vikings. Okay, 5. That unit's pretty much banged up. Looks like the Danes have been trying to attack it. That's another option, though. Vikings are a tough unit, but hey, you know, it's just Vikings. So if I just want to shoot them with archers or hit them with heavy cavalry, those are options. So, oh yeah, and also I can train mercenaries here in Flanders. This is also available. Grasmians, feudal men-at-arms, Italian spears. Like, these are all good units to take Norway if I need to do that. So, shoot. I mean, I have 11,000 in the treasury, and getting this man's influence up is so important right now that that's probably what I should just do, is hire some mercenaries and take Norway. Yeah. So my plan for spending money is building shipwrights everywhere that I can, which I've already put those orders in. Yep. Shipwright. That's going to allow me to build more boats. And then the keep here in Scotland just to catch up so that I can eventually build a shipwright there. And in the long run, the goal is to get those boats out so that I can launch my crusades via the ocean. Now, that is kind of like the boring way to do it, but, you know, the fun way got me in a mess. You know what? I gotta say, though, I learned a lesson. That's why I'm doing this. I wanted to play a crusade faction so I can learn more about the crusading mechanic, and gosh darn, I did not think that was going to happen. Holy smokes. Oh, yeah. I really was not expecting that, but don't you worry. Byzantines, if you are still around in the future, you'll be seeing more crusades sent your way. Don't you worry. I will be sending crusades overland if they are still alive. In fact, if I have to, I will cause a gosh darn reemergence just so that I can smack them down again. I will look forward to that day. Let's see. I kind of want, so I was using these bishops to, are these bishops? Yeah, they are bishops. I was using them to convert the population to Christianity. Now that I'm not going to be having I'm not going to be owning these regions in the near future, I may as well just use them as scouts, I suppose, and that's fine. I would like to know what is in Trebizond. I would like to know what is in Nicaea. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just kind of spread out. I'll keep one in Antioch. And I have a princess here. She's 27. It might be time. So in 6 turns, she's going to retire. So I might want to see, she can be used to raise the loyalty of someone. I don't want to marry her to one of my uncles. That's just, it's too weird. Yeah, that's just that's a little too gross. So let's not do that. Let's, if there's someone else that makes sense. Seems like, let's see, so you're not married, Lord Hastings. I think you were, but then the old, I think it was Sir Odo Borlung. No, that was, oh, he died on Crusade. That's right. This is the, was this Tancred? Might be Tancred. I can't remember. But yeah, I guess, you know, that's funny because I always like understood that when generals died, that their next unit captain retained all of those unit stats. But what isn't retained is that marriage. That's interesting because that marriage probably also means that man is a candidate for a civil war leader. That's something that I never really considered before because now here he is not married because this is a different man, just this, you know, same unit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that the previous unit captain commander was married into the family. So yeah, even though like 7 loyalty is pretty good, having that princess back around in my home territories just as an option seems like a good idea. So let's bring her back. Yeah, let's bring her back. And let's see, I started building another crusade marker thinking that, hey, I was going to have another one on the way soon. Nope. Nope, I'm not going to be doing that, unfortunately. That's going to have to be hanging out here in Mercia for quite some time before I send another one out. So I'm building boats in Aquitaine and Wessex, and I will soon be building boats in many other places, well, in 4 turns. Do I want to build anything here in Aquitaine? I may as well spend the money, right? Merchant is going to be good. That's going to be another boost to my trade income. So that's good. And farmland's also a decent call. I think Aquitaine is decent farmland, I think. Maybe. Let's check that out. Aquitaine is... farm income is 334, and that's on very high taxes. So maybe not super... Maybe the merchant building would be better. Let me see here. Is there anything else that's like really important? Yeah, I think I want money. 1,000 florins, 4 turns. Oh, then again, getting that keep and curtain wall, 200 florins. Yeah, that's very good too. Having that stone wall surrounding the keep is very good, especially on these border provinces. So yeah, you do the same thing. Anjou, you do the same thing. It's cheap. Let's just do that. Probably should do that in these 2 provinces as well. Yeah, we have enough shipwrights being built in other places. So let's make sure that our frontier provinces... let's see. So you already have the curtain wall. Do you need a ballista tower? Oh, why not? It's 200 florins and 2 turns. I doubt it's that effective, but, you know, sometimes you have to go with the coolness factor. All right, Wessex, let's see. You do not need extra defenses. Merchant probably would be the call here. Let me check your farm income and see if that's how that's looking. So 379, again, on very high taxes. I'm assuming that the merchant's going to be a better spend. They both cost 1,000. They both take 4 turns. But my bet is on the merchant being a better investment. With these mercenary forces that I have bought here in Flanders, the feudal men-at-arms, the feudal sergeants, the Italian spears, the militia sergeants, the hoblars, Khwarezmian cavalry, archers, Trebizond archers, Bulgarian brigands, and horse archers, it's a good, well-rounded force that should do the trick. This is the issue here. So, attacking rebel factions means that I become at war with every rebel faction on the map. That means that I'm no longer trading with those rebel factions that have ports. This is unfortunate, but in this case, I think I need to do it. So I will be losing trade with Prussia, for instance. They have a port, and I'm currently making money off of this port by trading with them. But it has to be done, I think. At this point, getting that influence of my king up is going to be more important than income. And I will be making income, obviously, from these provinces. Not that much. Navarre, Ireland, and Norway, I don't think are the richest provinces, but, you know, there will be some income being made. And I can disband most of these forces. Am I allied with the Danes? I am. Okay. Now, I don't intend on keeping any of these provinces. Norway, Navarre, Ireland, yes, I'll keep Ireland. But Navarre and Norway, I would rather let them go rebel at some point. The problem with that is that a lot of times neighboring factions can't help themselves, and they will oftentimes attack an empty province, even if they are allies. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe being allies will be enough to dissuade them from doing so, but it'd be my preference if they would wait until it goes fully rebel before they take back that province. That would be nice. You know, I don't want to cause them to accidentally become my enemy by attacking a province that I'm essentially, you know, abandoning on purpose. Now, when it comes to getting those ceasefires with the rebel factions, it's not impossible. It's a little bit tough because you can't conduct diplomacy with them. But what you can do is break off contact with their provinces. So for those of you who don't know, you get an automatic ceasefire in this game by not bordering another faction for a couple turns or so. And that includes having any ships in any sea regions that border any of their provinces. So the thing is that it takes like an extra like turn or two than what you would think. I think that like by the book, it says if you don't border them for like one turn that you get that auto ceasefire, but that never seems to be the case. It always feels like it's like 3 turns. I don't know. Maybe it's because I always miss a province or something like that, or miss a sea region that has a boat in it. Sometimes you have to look really closely to be like, okay, what's bordering what's here? But you can get these ceasefires. So in this case, I can go back to trading with Prussia once. Basically, I would have to be taking this boat out of the Baltic Sea, and then is there anything else that borders anything else? No. I don't think so. Except for this. Navarre, like once I give it back, I think I would need Spain or Aragon to take it so that I get that. I don't know, that'd be a little bit complicated, but I think that I can get that ceasefire so that I can trade with the Prussians. I think so. It's pretty important, I find, because the amount of rebel provinces throughout this campaign are pretty significant with all of the reemergences and revolutions and civil wars that happened during this, long campaign. Trading with the rebel ports is, I would say, pretty important. It's a hefty amount of money that you're missing out on if you're just at war with the rebels forever. Yeah, it can be kind of harsh, but all right. So I have shortened my ship lines up so that I can attack Ireland to the next turn, and I have sent forces off to Norway to attack that. The only thing left to do is also let's come down here and send forces to Navarre. That should be enough to take them out. Some Genites, some urban militia, and some beat-up archers. Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, and the Aragonese and the Italians should not attack Aquitaine. I don't have much here, but should be fine. It's a little nerve-wracking, but we should be fine. They would be missing out. Like, they would be losing. He has 5 influence. He would be losing at least 1 point of influence by attacking me. And yeah, 4 is not great. Like, it's okay, but it's not great. It's better than my king, that's for sure. But let's see if we can fix that. Okay, I think that I'm all set on stuff that I want. I mean, I'm building stuff. I'm taking it pretty easy on the recruitment just to try to keep costs down. But as long as I'm building boats and I'm building buildings, that's kind of all that I want to be spending money on at this point. And yeah, I've moved them around. All right, let's try to, hopefully, let's get a son. All right, king. Produce a son. Give me a reason to fight for you. Because, yeah, if there's a civil war that happens, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be choosing your side. Okay, so the Byzantines did reinforce Constantinople. That is good, because Constantinople needs reinforcements. And are the Egyptians going to attack? Okay, they do not. Good. So here we are in Norway. 5 units of Vikings. They're a tough unit. I don't have any... Wait, did I... Fucking A, did I not bring my entire force? I forgot to bring my other stack. Wow, that is so stupid. Wow, that's really stupid. I'm just not paying attention. I might still be able to win this. I have 2 good units of spearmen, and then the feudal men-at-arms and the militia sergeants and the hoblars are also capable. I just have to break their morale. Like, Vikings are good, but like, yeah, it kind of depends on the terrain too. Norway, I think, can be pretty mountainous. So, man, what a stupid mistake. I hired those mercenaries for this for a reason. I had 3 units of archers that I was going to bring. Wow. That would have made, yeah, this is supposed to be a really easy fight. Now this is potentially going to be kind of tough. Luckily, this is not appearing like it's too mountainous. It's kind of flat. Although they will probably just be on the high ground over there. But, yeah, let's check in. Yeah, there's going to be on over there. So, I mean, I have 2 decent spear units, 2 decent killing units, and a unit of hobblars. It actually does have a point of armor on it. You can tell by that little black shield down there. And that's going to be my captain, my general. I did not bring an actual general. I thought I was going to be bringing an overwhelming amount of forces that could just win this battle easily. Now here I am thinking, oh, geez, okay. Well, I mean, the spears can hold, and the killing stuff can kill, but I don't know. The 1v1 between a militia sergeant and a feudal men-at-arms versus a Viking, the Vikings do pretty well. The Norwegian Vikings are going to allow me to sort of get on even ground with them a little bit here. They still will have a slight uphill. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be turning to face me, but I should be able to turn around them, maybe. Gosh, it'd be nice to have some freaking archers. Man, oh man. What a silly blunder. I hired horse archers too. Like, I had 3 units of archers and then a unit of horse archers. Like, I was just going to shoot them. Oh dear, now I have to go into melee with them. Well, if I can kind of do a refused flank with my spears and then punch with my fighting, my good, killing units plus my hobblars, their general unit only does have, I think, 9 men in it, so if I can kill that unit, then I can cause a morale blow to the enemy. They do kind of look like they're giving up some ground here, so let's just continue to push here. Although, see, this is the hill that I don't want to have to fight up. Although, what are you doing? Yeah, if I could make this ground and hold here. See, yeah, this is where now they're going to try to get that. Let's try to back up here a little bit, actually. Let's run and back up. And let's pull back here with you and then here with you. Because I want to try to pull them forward here so that I'm not fighting right uphill. Did that work? Not quite, no? Okay, well in that case, let's... Gosh, this is kind of tricky here. Okay, we might be able to take this ridge here. Let's push here, and let's make sure that you guys start running as well. And, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's going to be not a lot of strategy here, just mano-y-mano. You guys hold your line as proper spearmen do, and you guys hit here, and you guys hit here, and maybe my general can get a little flanking attack in. Yeah, let's see if I can pull in here and get a flanking attack. Going after their enemy generals also good, like a tempting idea. And oh, they got a flank on us. Luckily, our Italian infantry is very good. Can we break them here? It says they're losing. How are my guys doing on this side? Are they getting chopped down? Yeah, looks like the Vikings are winning that. Yeah, this is the only fight that we're winning. Can we help out here with my feudal sergeants? We're not breaking them fast enough. And our Italian infantry, despite being very good, they're getting pushed back. We did not have the height advantage here. Yeah, they just cut through us on that side. And we will be losing this battle. Jeez, oh Pete. I cannot believe that I just forgot half of my army. That's just the dumbest thing ever. My general is fighting their general, and there's down to like a few men left. So I don't know if we can get a morale break on him. The fact that like my men here have not broken yet is incredible. I think the fact that if this army of mine loses, they all get wiped because this is a seaborne invasion. I think that means they're fighting to the last man, essentially. So I think they're getting a big morale boost due to that fact. Yeah, that's the only reason that would explain why they're fighting so hard. And if we can kill the enemy general, we have a chance here. But yeah, these guys are fighting so freaking hard. I think the same morale boost applies to them as well, though, because they also have nowhere to retreat to. And there is the wrap up. Yeah, they pretty much have me there. And my 6 hobblars, yeah, my general has been killed, and that's going to be it. Man, what a silly, stupid thing. Let's see, I killed 153, I lost 351. What a dumb thing. What a dumb thing. I can't believe it. Let's see. The Hungarians are at war with the Poles. Okay. All right. Navarre, did I bring all my forces? Yes. Duh. Navarre is very mountainous. It actually is very. You can tell by the screen. There's like snow and mountains and stuff. And they are being led by a 3-star general, but it is an urban militia, so I can just shoot them with my archers that I did bring, actually. And same thing with their Genites. Mounted javelin dudes can be kind of tough, but I have 3 archers, so it should not be too much of an issue. I always thought that this map was a pretty cool map here, with the basically just going up the ravine or the valley right up the middle, and the defenders could sort of post up here on either side. It could be pretty treacherous, but looks like they're just going to be right up the middle, so let's just march right up the middle. They are going to want to advance with their Genites, but my archers have greater range than their javelins, so yeah, I'm fine with that. They want to come forward. Are we not in range yet? I mean, if they want to keep marching forward, though, I'm fine with this. Eventually, they will be in range, and my 3 archers will do pretty good against them. Nope, they want to back off. All right, let's just keep advancing then. Their 33 archers have taken up position so that they can start to shoot at us, but I'm not going to overreact to this right now. I'm just going to continue to push up and up here until my cavalry are essentially free to kind of sneak out and attack those archers. I don't want my cavalry units to get ganged up on by these Genites because they are, despite being a skirmish cav unit, they are capable in melee. So yeah, I don't want my cav to get ganged up on, so let's just kind of stay together like this. Keep pushing the Genites up. Further and further away. And now at this point, I feel comfortable. Let's send in the Hoblars off to go after those archers there. And yeah, let's just keep pushing up with my infantry. The Genites are being they're playing very coy here, but that's what you do with skirmish cav. Oops, nope, you continue. And I think that all of their urban militia are just hanging out in the forest. Because yeah, there's no funny business out here. The Genites now seem to be... Are you guys coming up? Well, they're in range now of my archers. The urban militia are still staying put, and my Hoblars are chasing off their archers. That feels good. My Hoblars, yeah, I didn't lose a single one so far. And are we in range of them? No, they have backed off. Okay. At this point, because knowing that all of their forces are in that forest, let's start to angle ourselves a little bit like this. I don't want to get too strung out here. You know, having a wide force is one way to deal with a skirmish cav enemy, but don't want to get too crazy with that. Let's start to send... I kind of want you guys on this side, like my general and my royal knights. And yes, now they are sending forward their urban militia. So let's send you here and urban militia up here. And let's go ahead. Hoblars can come up here. Urban militia can charge up. And, oh, that's what, yeah, damn, that's what I was afraid of. All right, let's charge up here and try to save my Hoblars who are being ganged up by Spanish Genites. Yeah, that was dumb. Wasn't paying attention. They got charged there. We have driven them off, so that's good. Let's go here and let's come back here. And can we save these guys? Yeah, 15 Hoblars. They're fighting very well. And they're holding these Genites in place for my Hoblars and urban militia to come in and hopefully win that battle. And my archers can continue to shoot at these urban militia who have no armor. So yeah, they're just going to get really, really taken apart. On this side, how are we doing? Yeah, they're down to 19 Genites, and they want to send in those 13. Let's bring up my Royal Knights and my Hoblars to get ready to assist here on charges and whatnot. Here, you can come back and you can go here. And Royal Knights charging into the flanks of those urban militia. And my general can come up as well. Their general is looking like he wants to get into the fight, so let's send up my feared men here. And, oh, looks like they got some urban militia into us here. Let's hit them. Yeah, these guys are fighting. Yeah, 2 hobblers left, or gentes left, fighting to the death. My goodness. And let's get my general moving around. Archers here. And yeah, we're shooting right into them here. Yeah, this archer unit's pretty vulnerable. So let's make sure we protect them from those gentes. And yeah, urban militia. This is their general unit. So let's get my guys up here. We can take the charge with my infantry and then try to charge downhill with my hobblers. There we go. Okay, so the enemy general is now running away. And let's go ahead and run these guys down. I don't think we get a ransom for rebel dudes that we capture. I don't think that's how that works. All that is left are these 12 Spanish unités that have stayed out of the fight this entire time, and now they are running away. So yeah, we can catch them. I think the only thing we're gaining from like running these guys down might be some experience from my troops, so that they gain some valor. I think that's it. I think you do gain some valor for chasing down routing units, but maybe not the full amount as that you would get from fighting someone that is, you know, fighting you actually. So I think there's something to be gained here, but not too much. But hey, as long as we get some influence from my king, that's really the only important thing. That's the most important thing right now. So Navarre is now captured. Ransom demanded. So yeah, this is for my mercenaries. Number of men captured, 48. Amount demanded, 169. I'm a nice guy. There we go. And then this is for the rebels captured. Now maybe I have explained this. I think I have. I don't want to keep going over things that I've already talked about. It's hard to keep track because of all the campaigns that I've played. But for this, it's basically just, you know, you either get dread or you get happiness you get dread for execute them all. You get a happiness line for release them all. I think execute ringleaders is a neutral option, but they're both like lines that yeah, I'm just going to release them all. All right, so the King of Hungary has died from an illness and he has no heirs. God damn. Okay, so that's it for the Hungarians. Holy shit. Wow. That seems a little early in the campaign for that. Hopefully they can reemerge because I don't have any spies, so I can't really like cause a reemergence. I just have to hope that it happens naturally. And Alfred Plantagenet has died of old age. Okay, so he's no longer in the family line because he's dead. And this captain will be taken over though. Sir Geoffrey Greystroke. How about that? Chinless Wonder. Boo. -1 acumen, -1 command. And then Abu Badis Abu Yaqub. Good runner. So that was the general for my mercenaries. -3 morale. Yeah, it's my bad. That wasn't your fault, man. All right, so damn. 3 influence still. That's crazy. So what I thought was a pretty simple 1-for-1 calculation when it comes to gaining influence isn't the case. God damn. That's tricky. It's tricky. Wow. All right, well, we can go in here and get rid of these last few Vikings because I'm not going to forget my guys here. Yeah, I mean, basically just bringing archers, horse archers, and Khwarezmians. Not a well-rounded force because all my melee guys basically got killed, but let's just do that again. Archers, horse archers, and Khwarezmians should be able to kill what's left of those Vikings. The question though at this point though is that if the Danes try to help out, whether 245 men, what am I sending? 260. Okay, so as long as I don't lose too much men, if they wanted to help out, I would still end up taking Norway, and I would still own Norway. If they wanted to help out, we will see about that. Huh. Man, no influence gained. God damn, that's so crappy. Well, down here in Navarre, let's go ahead and... Let's see here. You, Sir Edmund Plantagenet, you are not a governor, and you do have 4 acumen. And, let's see, +1 loyalty, +1 dread. Yeah, dread is good. What's the zeal here? 62%. Yeah, I don't intend on keeping Navarre, but obviously I don't want to lose it right now. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, these are the guys. These are the guys that I... It's funny how... So those are the guys that got captured from my mercenary army that got defeated in Norway. But then these are the, like... These 3 units are the remaining, like, survivors of the battle that were not captured. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, in that case, so I can't move these guys yet because... No, I can't move these guys yet because they're still, like, in the process of returning. You can tell I can't move them right now. But these guys can all be moved. So, do I have any intel here? 3-star general. They have Kerns, which is a javelin unit, so nothing, you know, too substantial in melee. And then 2 units of gallow glasses, which are a good melee unit. They have 2-handed swords. Pretty sure, yeah, bonus versus armor. Excellent attack. Yeah, gallow glasses are good, but there's only 2 of them. And I would imagine that my forces here, as beat up as they are, I would imagine... Jesus, look at those numbers. 285 versus 359. Jesus, okay. What about here? 74. Gosh, I don't know if that's going to be enough. These units are so beat up. They're so small. Yeah. That might be actually kind of tricky. Is there anything else that I can send? I could wait a turn to send, like, you know, these units as well. As beat up as they are. It's an idea. Or even these guys. I'll go for it. I'll see if I can win the battle in Ireland. Trying to get this influence up as fast as possible, I think, is still something that I have to really hone in on, essentially. And I did get some extra boats. I probably could have moved them, actually, before that last end turn phase. So I could have kept the income from these ports that I basically backed up from. So that was a mistake on my end. I went ahead and made Lord Plantagenet the King of Navarre here. And now, while I build a fort, I'm going to see that the Italians did not wait for that siege to end. They just assaulted the keep and ended it themselves. So yeah, now they own Toulouse. And now they are free to do whatever they want. So they should not attack me, but I'm going to... Aquitaine shouldn't be looking like this. So I should have some more forces there. And what I'm going to be doing is bringing back the forces that need to be retrained. Just as a little cushion there. And I can retrain them over time, and that way I can still leave some forces here in Navarre as well, just to stake my claim here, let Spain and Aragon know what's up. You know, I'm here to... Oh, shit. I was just going to say, I'm here to stay. I should let the locals know that. All right, there we go. Very low taxes. I'm here to stay. Okay, the Byzantines are going on the offensive. I saw them pushing on into Nicaea. Okay, that's fine by me. All right, here we are in Ireland, and yeah, you know, I outnumber them by one soldier. Oh dear. All right, well, is there anything in my reinforcements that I'd rather have? Not really. it's all pretty scrappy. So hopefully we can sort of, yeah, they have a 3-star general as well. It's mostly javelins though. We might be able to be okay here. Well, I did pick fine weather, and here we are. It's already raining, and they don't have archers, and I do, so that's how things go. All right, wait, where are they? Where are they going to be at? It's a pretty cool map. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to be over there, and if I maybe just head on over in this direction and kind of come down on them from the left, that might be okay. Oh wow, look at this. Yeah. This is how you know the AI knows they have a better army than you. When they give up their high ground and they're just like, nope, let's go get them. You know, yeah, they do not need a hill to defeat me. They're thinking, let's just fight them even Steven. I'm working to get my guys lined up as fast as possible here. Because, yeah, they're coming down hard. Let's try to get my cav on this side. I have my mounted crossbows. They should do some damage. What their general's going to be a unit of kerns. Okay. Yeah, if only I had like enough cav. I only have the 19 mounted crossbows and then the 1 Teutonic sergeant. So my archers can start shooting here. Let's bring up... Yeah, spears, Saracens, armored spears. Oops, nope, didn't mean to do that. Already making mistakes here. So it looks like we're shooting on this side, and javelins go here, Vikings go up, fight there, urban militia go up, militia sergeants go up, urban militia fight, field men at arms fight, fearmen fight, order foot soldiers fight, archers hang out here, mounted crossbows, let's go up, and javelins. Let's see, javelins. No, you guys don't just throw yourselves away. Feudal dudes go in here. Armored spears go in there. Archers, you're shooting the kerns. And you should be shooting the general. And are we doing okay anywhere? Let's throw my general in. Yeah, gallo glasses are just ripping my dudes apart. And we're shooting. Yeah, they're just tearing us apart. Yeah, my spears are running there. My general's fighting, and there goes my entire army. Yep.
General of your army has been slaughtered by the
yeah, my Teutonic sergeant just got wiped out by those gallo glasses. But, you know, we still have, what, 18 mounted crossbows? Let's just keep shooting at these guys, and then we can go in here and clean up this army in the next turn. My mounted crossbows are still doing a good job of just picking off some gallo glasses. I'm doing what I can here. I just brought out my reinforcements. I'm not really sure where did they just come on. Yeah, it looks like they're coming down here, and if I can like gang up on a unit of kerns and take them out, that could be worth it. Yeah, these mounted crossbows are starting to get surrounded here. So can you get off another shot? I mean, picking off their gallo glasses is obviously very worth the time because that is their strongest unit. Let's come back over here and try to get out of this net. And yeah, if I could just gang up on some peasants, I don't know, this is a pretty scrappy force here. Well, let's just take those units and, yeah, they're going, yeah, the gallo glasses are going right for them. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just going to charge on in here with my forces that just came on, and I'm going to see if I can get a rear charge with these mounted crossbows. See if I can maybe take out a unit of kerns. I don't know, these other kerns are coming on right behind me. And it looks like my infantry is already breaking, and yeah, that's going to be it for that. Yeesh. Yeah, rough. So we did kill 112, but that still leaves about 2/3 of their forces left. And here we are, round 2 in Norway, and we got a winter battle. Yeah, that happens if you fight more than one battle in like the northern provinces. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We don't get too many winter battles in this game. Not ideal for my Khwarezmians with their heavy armor. That's not going to be very good for them. But again, this should be one of those battles that I should be able to win just basically with my archers and horse archers. We will see. Here we are in Norway, and yeah, look at that. Looks pretty. I gotta say, for right now, for where I am at, it's super hot, it's super humid, so like this just looks like heaven to me right now. I'm a big enjoyer of winter. I just like not sweating every second of my life. You know, that's my favorite is when I'm not sweating every single second of every single day. Especially when I record these videos because I have to turn off the my AC, you know, so that you can actually hear me. So I really try to pump my AC before I start recording, and then I have to turn it off and try to make it make the cool air last for the 2 hours that I record. So yeah, I can get pretty sweaty here towards the end of my recording sessions. And look at that. Yeah, again, I chose nice weather and we're getting another snowstorm. Perfect for a strategy that entailed shooting them with archers. Oh well. Oh well. Come to think of it, I have to say, so like the fact that 2 of my archer units are like hybrid fighters, like the Bulgarians and the Trebizonds, not that they are, you know, up to snuff with fighting against Vikings, but they are better in a melee than normal archers, so there is that. Yeah, I think the Trebizonds have like a better attack, and then the Bulgarians I think have better defense, I think. I looked it up a little while ago, and I can't. They're just, it's just hard to remember everything. Jeez Louise, it's really coming down. Can't see anything now. Alright, looks like they're there. And yeah, I don't think I have to, attack them. I just have to get my position set up in a place where I'm comfortable holding my ground. So I don't want to get too close. That might be too close. Let's back up and go like there. Because yeah, I want to just bring them to me by using my horse archers. That's the idea. So yeah, looks like... Yeah, let's get my horse archers up here. And let's see here. I'm tempted just to charge on into my Krasmians. That's tempting. Because heavy cav can do pretty good against these guys. Yeah, let's just charge them. Let's just run these guys down with my heavy cav. Let's see, are they tired yet? It says they're still quite fresh. That's good. That's good. So, how are we doing here? It says they're losing. And let's just, if they want to fight my Bulgarians, let's go ahead. So yeah, you switch your fire to those Vikings. And those Vikings, man, they're not losing, guys. I just realized too, yeah, my Krasmians, yeah, the fact that they have heavy armor, that means the Vikings are going to be doing very well against them. God damn, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's right. Because they have a bonus versus armor. Duh. So, Krasmians probably aren't the best unit for that. Let's see, these archers aren't in the fight, so let's get these guys up. Here, and then here. And 28 Vikings left. And 26 Bulgarians and 4 Krasmians. Well, let's just keep shooting here. And let's get these Trebizonds up here. And yeah, let's just send in my militia sergeant and my... Yeah, so they're down to 19. And let's just keep getting shots here. And shots there. Let's bring up these archers as well. And yeah, they just break us. Let's see, 16 Vikings. We sent in the last of our melee guys. And gosh, that's it. So we have to send in our Trebizonds now? Yeesh. My goodness. Oh dear. Alright, Trebizonds, go on in. And let's just get you guys off of skirmish mode. Hoblars go in. And archers... I don't mind you retreating and then getting a rear charge here with my horse archers. And let's try to break that unit of Vikings. And let's just pull their general away from the main conflict here. Yeah, let's just keep pulling back. And what do we have here? Yeah, we should be able to wipe them out. And are these Vikings catching us? Why are you catching us? Run faster. Italian infantry, try to get these guys. And are these... What's happening here? They're not going to beat us, are they? I mean, they could if... Okay, they're running away. Alright, good. They're running away, so let's get my guys here. Yeah, you guys just keep running. Are you guys not in skirmish mode? Yeah, maybe you weren't. Yeah, now you're on skirmish mode. Alright, yeah, just keep running away. And Trebizonds, try to start shooting here. And horse archers, get over here. And then Hoblars, just run down this last Viking. Just do that, that's fine. Alright, there we go. This is perfect. Now we just got them. Let's make sure that everyone's on skirmish mode. Here, yep, you turn around, start shooting them in the back. And let's go here. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Yep, go ahead and run away. And archers come up. Horse archers, shoot them in the rear. Hoblars, alright, I don't want you to run interference because you're my general and I don't want you to die. Damn, these guys are running really fast. I might have to turn around and fight them just so that I can get in. Yeah, I think I just need to charge into these guys. Yeesh. I mean, not ideal. Maybe we can break them. 28 Vikings. A rear charge by the horse archers. And I can send in my regular archers as well. Are these guys running? Yeah, my Trebizond just got broken. Jesus Christ. 26 Vikings. It says they're winning easily. And can you guys rally? It'd be great if you did. Rally. And send you guys back in. 22 Vikings. I sent in my archers. There's 59 of them. That's a lot of bodies. But if my general goes down, that's going to be tough. 21 Vikings. Come on, Trebizonds. Let's go, guys. I know you have a decent charge bonus. You have a decent attack. If you can get into these guys, come on, get in there. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Start chopping them down. There's 16 left. 16 left. 14. Come on, get them. Get them before they kill my general. Come on, guys. You got this. Oh my god, these last 10 Vikings are just fighting like gosh darn heroes. Holy smokes. They're dying so slowly. Yeah, they're gonna break my guys. Holy smokes, no way! 7, there's 7 of them.
Like a worthless cur.
And oh, that's it. The enemy general's fleeing. Holy smokes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. For an episode so full of failure, it's nice to finally end it like this. Oh my god. Oh, my general survived. Yeah, let's run this guy down.
Soldiers now hold prisoner the wretched enemy.
Yeah, the enemy general has been captured. And there we go. That's that. Continue. We took Norway. Oh, yeah. All right, so that's that. Okay, Egyptians have... So they're being pushed back from Nicaea. Okay, interesting. So ransom demanded. The Irish are demanding 668 florins for the 177 men that they captured. Yeah, sure. And let's release the ones that I captured in Norway. And the Curtain Wall was finished here in Normandy. And the Blessed Towers are finished here in Flanders. And the Curtain Wall was finished in Aquitaine and Anjou. A turbulent priest slain. So Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, has been killed, slain by the king's man. Although a dreadful mistake, this murder has weakened the king's influence. No, fucking no. And strengthened the position of the Catholic Church in all English provinces. So I don't know what that last part means. Strengthening the position of the Catholic Church. Does that mean that the percentage of the Christians has increased in my provinces? I would imagine they already were pretty high. But weakening my king's influence is the last thing that I needed. Oh my god, what bad luck. I mean, I guess this is a scripted event, so... Yeah. And I have a son. Hey, all right. Oh, perfect. Whew. I was a little nervous about that. 16 years. All right. Lord Grey. So plus 10 happiness and plus 1 loyalty to the governor of Wales. Okay. And did he gain any... Okay, so he lost 1 point of influence from that event, but then he gained 1 from the taking of Norway. So, yeesh. Yeah. And Norway, Jesus, can we even hold Norway? God damn. Okay, so I have to send more troops to Norway. I could... Do I have any guys with So these are all mercenaries, so I can't gift them the governorship. How is the zeal here? 57%, so it's not too insane. I should be able to find someone with good dread. Yeah, like one of my guys. Like, this is actually perfect. Sir Henry Plantagenet. I'm pretty sure that since you are no longer an heir, and you do have 4 acumen as well, which is also very nice. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dread. And plus 20% zeal and governing as well. So it's 3 piety. Might kick in. That should help save this. What do you get for this? Just 1 loyalty for being the Earl of Norway? Is that going to save it? It almost does. We just have to... Let's see, can I hire some more mercenaries? Barely. Oh no, wait, no. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay. So, I should hire some guys and send them to Norway just to keep the loyalty up. And I can also hire some of these guys and send them to Ireland to finish the job there that those other mercenaries were not able to accomplish. Yeah, this is so dicey. Having a son is nice. That's very, very nice. But keeping things, like holding things together here, I have to say though, the thing is that, I just thought of something. So, what if this crusade doesn't fail? Like, let's follow the army. Now, the Byzantines better reinforce Constantinople because there's literally nothing here. And the Egyptians have a lot of forces here in Trebizond, so they better bring at least 1 or 2 of these stacks from Greece over to Constantinople. I don't know who has Serbia. And I still haven't gotten that alliance yet. I've just been chasing around the Byzantine emperor. Yeah, that's annoying. Gosh, if the Byzantines continue to do well, which they do have some decent forces here, and if they finish off these sieges, they can kill these men here. What if they could push me all the way so that I could take Antioch? I don't know if it's possible. 391 men. What do they have in Antioch? Mostly peasants, and there is no like Giga Chad amazing general here. Still though, camels, desert archers, peasants. My forces are just so wrecked. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I could beat that. But I'm gonna stay in the shadow of these Byzantine armies and just kind of see what happens here. That would just be hilarious if I succeeded with this crusade. That'd just be the funniest thing. Oh dear. What a crazy campaign so far. Now I have hired a couple units of spears just to send up here to Norway to make sure that the loyalty stays intact. And I have mercenaries hired up and sent to Ireland. I probably did overdo it, but I just wanted to make sure that this does get done. Enough funny business. Man, taking these 3 rebel provinces it was a little trickier than I thought. I definitely underestimated the strength of these forces and made some mistakes by leaving some forces behind. So let's just get it done. Even if I did overspend on mercenaries, that should be fine. So let's drop a save. Let's take Ireland. Let's hope that can get us up to 4 influence for our king. Just praying right now, just setting out a prayer, because once I take Ireland, there's no other like easy rebel provinces to take. Prussia is available, but it's a full stack. Actually, I don't know what they have. Yeah, it's worth looking at, but like it's a lot. You know, if I've had trouble with these provinces, you would imagine I would have trouble with Prussia. All right, yeah, here we are. 1 healthy unit of gallow glasses, the other unit's pretty banged up, and then 3 decent units of kerns. So let's get the job done this time. It appears like they are pretty content to be hanging out on their hill, wide out in the open, and yeah, again, I picked clear weather, and it was raining a little bit, just briefly, but it looks like it might be one of those off and on sort of rains, so that should be fine. And I do have this unit of Faris for my general unit, which is a skirmisher cav, so if I need to, I can use them to sort of bring them down off of that hill, but it looks like they might be coming down off that hill again. That's fine by me. My goodness, these kerns are coming down off the hill without any support from their gallow glasses. That is very bold of them. Okay, yeah, 2 of those units have decided, okay, one of them's a general. I thought that, yeah, for some reason I thought the general was a gallow glass. Nope. Yeah, now they're backing up. Alright, that makes more sense. These kerns are looking like they want to continue to advance, so let's just bring up my attacking forces here. Got some Byzantine infantry, some Almohad urban militia, some militia sergeants as well. So they should do a good job. Looks like my archers are shooting as well. And I can continue. I have a long line of spears here, so let's just kind of continue to move these guys up. And yeah, now the Kerns are looking like they want to try to get away here. So let's try to bring my Faris up to sort of block their escape. And now these Gallo Glasses are making a brave charge on into the armored spears. And that's like the best unit for them to hit because obviously they will be getting that bonus versus my armored spears. So let's send my spearmen up around to try to get a flanking attack in on them. You guys go as well. Try to overwhelm them with sheer numbers, and armored spears can come up here, and Italian infantry can come up here, and Faris come up here. And yeah, don't let them just throw javelins at us. That's not what we want here. So you guys go, and let's make sure come up here. So 8 Gallo Glasses, archers shooting on into them. Let's get into the Kerns here and then here. Spears get into the rear. Let's go on and engage at will so you can cut down these Gallo Glasses. And let's see, Italian infantry. Yeah, you guys get in as well. Archers keep shooting at Kerns. And here we go. Let's just get my general chasing their general. You go. You guys help out as well. Come up here. Yeah, chase down those Kerns and Italian infantry. You guys get in there. Spearmen, you guys get in there as well. Yeah, see how much damage they do to heavily armored units? Yeah, that bonus versus armor is no joke. No joke. Alright, yeah, we just have to run down these last couple units of Kerns. Looks like we've cleaned up, yeah, that guy. There's only 3 left. And now we just have to get these guys. So my Faris will get their general. And yeah, these Kerns are trying to get away here. They're trying to escape, but my Italian infantry are hot on their heels. My armored spearmen have broken. Yeah, these gosh darn Gallo Glasses, my goodness. Yeah, just straight up Giga Chads.
The enemy general reveals.
Perfect. Their enemy general has run away, and Faris are... Here, let's turn around here. I'm gonna head urban militia, stop chasing their general, and turn around here and get those Kerns. Perfect. There we go. So now they're gonna get cut down, and Faris are a good unit in melee, so... Yeah, they can kill them pretty fast, and how are these guys doing? Gallo Glasses are still fighting. There's 12 left of them, and there they go. Now they're running away. Jeez, oh Pete. Jeez, oh Pete. Man, yeah, they killed a lot of our guys. Oh dear, oh dear. But Ireland is now ours. Hopefully that gains us another point of influence, and we will be keeping Ireland. And most importantly, honestly, is that now we can train Kerns and Gallo Glasses, and those can be vital units, as you've seen. They're tough units, so they can be really good units that we send on crusade, as well as the Highland clansmen from Scotland, and eventually the Celtic warriors from Wales, which I still don't have the ability to train yet. I haven't really, focused on that. I've been just trying to get boats going in as many provinces as possible. But when I get the chance, I will build the swordsmith in Wales so that I can train up those Celtic warriors. Job well done. Job well done. So yes, we did lose 277, but we killed 168, captured 61. All right, Ireland's now ours. And yeah, hopefully I don't have to keep that entire army. Hopefully I can start disbanding those units because they are going to be expensive because they're pretty much all mercenaries. Let's go ahead and release them all. And the Aragonese are the happiest people. Well, they have only one province to look after, so that's why, probably, would be my guess. And yes, this guy has gained a command star. I don't think I'm going to keep him. Tarkan Kupin. He is that Fari general, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Watchtowers, I built them here in Norway to maintain that public order. And we have another son on the way. Perfect. Yes, nice. Okay, good. All right. And Lord Hastings. Chivalrous. This is I think this one is the King of Scotland. So +2 morale, -2 dread. Okay, so that's not great. That means that the +2 morale is obviously very good, but the fact that he is the King of Scotland, Scotland needs that dread. So that's worth looking into. If I need to find a better governor for Scotland, someone who, does have more dread, that might be something that I need to look into. Yes, Gentle Knight for Sir Edward Plantagenet. And yeah, +3 morale. You are not a lord, so that -3 dread I'm not too worried about. And then Lord Plantagenet. Builder plus 10 happiness. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think he got that. Yeah, he got that from just building that one watchtower in Norway. All right, let's start getting a fort here. Yeah, loyalty is at 135. So let's just build a fort in Norway. How's the influence looking? 3. Damn. Wow. Damn. Jeez Louise. So it's not like a 1-for-1. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. We have the Crusade marker here in Mercia. And the Byzantines have taken Nicaea and they have reinforced Constantinople. Okay, good. Good. All right. I wonder if they're going to continue to push on into Anatolia. That'd be very interesting. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. My crusade is down to 349 men. So it's hanging in there. And I got my boats are coming along. Yeah, 1 turn away before I have 2 more boats from Wessex and Aquitaine. And then, yeah, 1 turn away, I think, before these shipwrights are finished. Yeah, I'm going to have, I think, 3 or 4 shipwrights finished up in 1 more turn, so that should be fine. Ireland is giving command and loyalty. Okay, so that's a good one. I should find someone who's worthy of that. That's pretty good. And yeah, Ireland, I think, loyalty is at 100% on normal taxes. Let's lower those taxes. And it's tempting. Yeah, let's just get some watchtowers. Let's boost that loyalty a bit. For instance, if I wanted to look at other provinces to conquer just to boost my king's influence, Prussia, probably a no-go. They have a 4-star mounted crossbow general, including 4 more horse archers, 3 archers, 3 spears, 1 crossbowman. Jesus Christ. The Prussians are not messing around. And then some urban militia. Yeah, no thanks. That's like a whole war. The Lithuanians on the other end, on the other side, a Lithuanian cav. I think it's a decent cav unit. I don't think I've ever fought against them or used them because they're so rare. But 3-star general, some woodsmen, pretty shitty unit. Archers. Lithuania is a better target. The only problem with Lithuania is that it's a huge province and it borders a lot of places. So it's kind of a place that really sticks out. So not ideal. Livonia, 2 more Lithuanian cavalry and 2 crossbows. So that's takeable. That is. I'm not allied. I am allied with the Novgorod. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's an option. Taking Livonia is an option. I mean, with the way, I don't want to get my hopes up, but like, I don't feel too terrified now of my crusade dying immediately. So I might have time. You know, if I just stay with the Byzantines and have them keep me safe, I might have time. And I wonder if his influence will start to increase over time due to holding the glorious achievements objectives. I just, a part of me just wants to hold out hope for that. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I don't know. Taking more territory in the Baltic just seems like I'm really overstretching. That's kind of what that feels like. Maybe not. Maybe. I'll think about it. Well, this was an action-packed episode, I must say, and I feel a little bit better than I did at the end of the last episode, but things are still sort of on a hair's edge with my king's influence. We will see. He still has a lot of life left to him, you know, so we're kind of stuck with him, but he does have 2 sons on the way. That's the good news, and even if we did, for instance, have to deal with the Civil War, I feel like we might be able to handle it. I think we might be able to, figure it out. And because he does have sons on the way, I feel like I do know now that I would side with this current king. Despite the fact that he is pretty trashy, he has 2 sons on the way, and I don't know how much certainty there is with other potential Civil War leaders. So yeah, I think that I would be siding with this guy. But for now, we're just gonna try to hang on, you know, and build up our fleets. I'll keep thinking about taking more rebel territory, but I also, yeah, I'm on the edge with that. So anyway, all right, that's all gonna have to wait till next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you are enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. Until next time, this has been Conasip playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.